Unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has succumbed to the idea that he will not face Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury in 2019. Stay tuned, coming up next.
Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So Unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has succumbed to the idea that he will not face undefeated WBC American heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, nor will he face countryman, lineal British heavyweight champion Tyson Gypsy King Fury in 2019. He says that there are other alternatives already aligned, and now he understands that he will not face either of these guys in 2019, but it's a must that he definitely fights them at some point in time in his career, because it would be a massive disappointment if he doesn't. If he does face these guys and beat them, you know, he needs their name recognition, their namesake, their legacy, for his legacy. He states that he understands that 2019 is a wash for him as far as fighting Wilder and Fury, excuse me. And that, Dillian Whyte was a third option at best in his brain. Dillian Whyte was never on his mind as a rematch. He was going to face Dillian Whyte May 18th. I think it was April 13th, excuse me. He was going to face Dillian Whyte April 13th. He stated that Dillian Whyte had the option to fight him April 13th due to the fact that he felt like the fight with himself and Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, fell through. And so his alternative was going to be Dillian Whyte April 13th, but Dillian Whyte chose to opt out and go a different route. So in doing so, he then went on to make his state's debut stateside, and face Jarrell Big Baby Miller. But Jarrell Big Baby Miller, as we know, popped dirty for PEDs allegedly, and he had to have a replacement opponent that coming in the form of Mexican heavyweight contender Andy Ruiz. So he says that for his legacy, he knows he needs these guys' names on his resume to be considered and go down as one of the best heavyweights ever do it. So he's patiently waiting. He says, but it's a must that he gets these guys, or at least one of these guys, in the ring in 2020, if not both. But he definitely needs to get them on his resume. He says that to be considered one of the greats of all time, he has to fight the greats in his era. So he's patiently waiting, but he has come to an understanding that that will not happen in 2019, and he's going to have alternative routes. In my opinion, I believe that he'll possibly face Kubrat Pulev next, who is his mandatory. With that said, the reason that I'm going with Kubrat Pulev as a replacement opponent, well, as a next alternative opponent for Anthony Joshua, is due to the fact that I believe that Alexander Usyk would have been that guy, but Alexander Usyk tore his bicep, and in tearing his bicep, I don't think that Alexander Usyk would at least be competitive for another year. And with that said, when he does make a comeback, I think that it'll be against a light touch opponent, because you tearing your bicep in the sport of boxing, and I believe it's his right bicep, and he's a southpaw. So, but with that said, tearing your bicep in the sport of boxing is not a good thing. It's the equivalent to a basketball player tearing up his knee. You need your legs. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, I think that Alexander Usyk is out of the question. Don't know if he'll be able to get Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is a strong option, and possibly Kubrat Pulev. But I think that at this point in time, it would be wise for Anthony Joshua to go ahead and fight Kubrat Pulev and get his mandatories out the way, opposed to fighting Dillian Whyte. If Deontay Wilder stays on schedule as I believe it is, where he'll face Luis King Kong Ortiz and then move on to face Tyson Fury, that means Anthony Joshua would at least have 2 more fights, because Wilder would fight Ortiz in December, and then Fury sometime in March or April. And that means that if Anthony Joshua was to fight in December himself, I could see him facing Kubrat Pulev and then facing Dillian Whyte later on in the year. You understand? Because he have to stay active, stay busy. So with that said, I don't see Alexander Usyk being a viable opponent due to the fact that he has that injury. That was the fight that they were trying to set up, but that's no longer an option due to the fact that Usyk suffered an injury. Now I could definitely see Kubrat Pulev, as I stated, who's his mandatory and was rumored to fight Anthony Joshua for quite some time, a la Dominic Brazil with Deontay Wilder. So he might as well go ahead and get him out the way. After that, a fight with Dillian Whyte would be suffice, you know, and then move on to the big undisputed fight between himself and Deontay Wilder, or if Tyson Fury is successful against Deontay Wilder in their rematch, then move on to Tyson Fury. So with that said, Anthony Joshua now is coming to the understanding and you know, finding you know, he's succumbed to the idea that he will not face one of these guys in 2019. So he's moving on from that situation. Although he did say that his whole attention and his whole focus will be on facing Deontay Wilder next, should he get past Andy Ruiz. But as we stated, that's just not going to happen. So expect to see Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev in 2019. But that's all I got for y'all, man. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. That's all I got for y'all. Anthony Joshua says that he come to the understanding that he will not face Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury in 2019. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love. Mwah.